Hey, what's going on, guys? So I finished the Goblin Outbreak challenge, as you can tell. Um, I decided it would probably be best not to subject you all to 12 games minimum in a single recording. I decided instead I'd just go and show you guys one of the cooler games after the fact, just going into the battle replay. And I have a crazy game for you guys. Just wild. The game itself was pretty instructive. It happened in Goblin Outbreak Part 2. So for that, it means that both you and your opponent have a Goblin Giant and Spear Goblins required. And so this was my first game in that challenge. So I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I brought Dark Prince, Golden Knight, and Ram Rider as kind of the main cards to contribute to the deck. Dark Prince and Golden Knight obviously both just do really good against the Goblins, which also means it's nice if you get in your starting hand right here like I did, because you're pretty much guaranteed to get value with it if you just play it in the back, let it slow roll over to their side. Um, and I had Lightning as well, so I decided, obviously, if he plays Magic Archer in the back, he's going to have to play a tank as well, because he doesn't want that to splash on the tower. And sure enough, he did, so good value from the Lightning there. Here, I could have Barb Barreled, but I thought it would be better to have some counter pressure. And I don't think it was counting Elixir properly, because I thought he couldn't defend, which he could, but he just didn't. He took a little too long to put that mini P.E.K.K.A down, so I actually do end up getting value out of it, even though it wasn't necessarily the best play on my part. I tried kiting with the Ram Rider, and this is when I learned that he has Skarmy, of course. So between mini P.E.K.K.A, Skarmy, and Lumberjack, he has a lot of good direct damage. So I decide I have to be a little bit careful on how I go in an attack. And then I immediately make a little bit of a mistake there on defense. I play those Spear Goblins too early, so I have to play Dark Prince as well if I want to avoid getting any hits from the Lumberjack on the tower. Okay, so he plays his Valk on defense, along with Spear Goblins as sort of a little counter push. I play kind of a funny Golden Knight here, because I popped the ability just a little too early. And so that does mean that they fight on the river instead of with my tower helping. But then he plays mini P.E.K.K.A anyway, so I don't think it would have mattered, because it's just going to die. I play Electro Wizard a little late. That way I make sure that the tower has time to whittle it down. Because it can be a little bit dicey putting an Electro Wizard against a mini P.E.K.K.A, even on your side of the map. You got to be careful. Here I had enough Elixir to Lightning, but I really didn't want to. And I'd say that's because I kind of intuitively realized that he was going in for a big push. And I think that's what he wanted to do as well. You know, he definitely knew what he was doing. And so anyways, yeah, probably good that I saved that Lightning. Otherwise, I would have been down a little bit too much Elixir to defend this. All the same, I take damage, but not nearly as much as I would have. So that Skarmy, I didn't have my Barb Barrel in cycle, so I decided I'm not going to save my Goblin Giant. I'm just going to build up a little bit of a push after everything crosses the river. And sure enough, it works out pretty well. Here I realize, I have something tanking, so I can play my Ram Rider. Because he just played his Skarmy, right? So mini P.E.K.K.A is the only good response he has to Ram Rider. And sure enough, it works out pretty decently. So yeah, he gets his Skarmy down, but only after I've dropped him down to 300 HP on his main tower. Yeah, so that was the start of my problems there. My Electro Wizard does literally nothing on the right side, and so I'm just down 4 Elixir. And so he does get a little bit more damage there, but nothing too much, nothing to be concerned about yet, right? And here, this actually is a good Lightning, I think. Or at least I thought, until I realized it leaves 18 damage left on his tower, which is a serious problem, because he knows, and I know, we both know, that all I have to do is cycle back to that and get 6 elixirs, so he's not going to let me get that chance if he can help it. Look at that. That was a brilliant play on his part. So much pressure. A rage that mini P.E.K.K.A with the Spear Goblins, and then when I play my Electro Wizard, he Magic Archers, and here we go. Can you believe it? I see that so rarely. But we took each other's towers at the exact perfect time to keep the game going, even though it was in overtime. Like, that should have been it. You better believe I was screaming. I was losing my mind when that happened. If you think I just yell when I'm on camera, no, I yell anytime I play this game, and that was definitely yelling time. So anyways, yeah, back to the game. That Barb Barrel, I think, was a pretty good prediction. I realized he was going to play the Skarmy, and yeah, at this point, I think that was the closest the game got to, turning in his favor. But realistically, I definitely had the better deck here. But man, was that a crazy little play or what? So at this point, I realize I don't need to do anything crazy. I'm just going to kind of sacrifice my Golden Knight and just end his attack. Because sure enough, here we are. We basically reset. He plays a Goblin Giant directly in the corner, but it's not going to do anything. So at this point, he gets just a little bit more damage, but it's pretty much game over. I mean, how is he supposed to defend this? Because I've got all this stuff coming down. You can see that I already have an elixir advantage. And since his stuff is crossing over, this is pretty much my game at this point. I could even just cycle lightnings if I wanted to, which I think I do play one on his magic archer here. Yeah, and look at that. It's working out just fine. I pop the Golden Knight ability to kill that Skarmy, and my Ram Rider gets a clear path to the tower. And bada bing, bada boom, there we go. Fortunately, we don't get a similar situation to before because I didn't play a lightning on the tower. That was just my push, so I wasn't down elixir. And fortunately, I managed to close that game off with only 5 seconds left, or 6 seconds left on the clock, just for an absolutely wild game. So yeah, no, the entire challenge, my thoughts on it, I definitely enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to this Super Goblin Hut challenge. I think that's going to be crazy. So yeah, you guys just go ahead. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this game in particular, about your own experiences on it. I'm curious to see if you guys thought it was fun or not. I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was going to be one of those ones where it just, spawns in the goblins. Sort of like the fire spirits or the hogs or any of the other things where they just spawn something in the back and it just kind of gets ramped up as the game goes on. It wasn't that, of course. It was it replaces stuff in your deck. So I don't know. What were your thoughts on it? Are you looking forward to the Super Goblin Hut challenge? And yeah, anyways, a little bit of a shorter video, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you later.